Daniel, just for starters, how do you feel like the spring has gone for you to this point, and just what's the competition like among you cornerbacks? A whole lot of talented guys in that room.
I'd say it's going well for me right now, but the whole spring it's been competition, so everybody been just competing, making plays, just doing what we do best. It's Georgia, everybody got to compete, so there ain't really no spots solidified right now.
Danny, just from a personal standpoint, what areas of your game did you enter the spring looking to improve, hoping to get better? And so far, how do you think you've done?
Wait, say it again.
No, just what were your expectations for yourself coming into spring practice? Some things you wanted to improve, and how you think you've done?
I'll probably say the biggest thing I wanted to improve on is probably my tackling, like an open space, and probably like me just my pad level just staying like low and not getting too high and not being pressed stuff like that. But that's the most part.
Daniel, obviously before last season, last December, you entered the portal. Can you talk about what went into that decision to enter the portal, and then what went into your decision to come back?
It was mainly the depth, how I seen it, like as a freshman. But obviously came back. I want to be coached by Kirby and all the guys that was here, and I really had like a relationship with everybody in the staff. So I was coming back regardless. I was never really on leave.
Yeah, just last year, Julian starts the year, and then as the season progresses, you start earning more playing time eventually, starting by the end of the year. Just what did that do for your confidence as a player to break into that starting lineup and get real snaps in big, high-pressure games at the end of the year, like the SEC championship game and like the Notre Dame game?
I'd probably say my confidence probably went way up because at first I was rotating, and then towards the end of the season I started taking 100% all the reps. But it went up, and I guess I was out there playing and just having fun.
Yeah, you mentioned the tackling, but how much of a point of emphasis has that been, not just for you, but for Ellis, for DeMello? How much do corners have to master tackling at Georgia before you break that rotation and see the field?
I feel like we all got to tackle, I guess, the same or probably better than the safeties because I guess Kirby like all the corners, not shying away for contact, but he all like us to stick hard. What's the phrase they use? I forgot what it's called, but Kirby, he like all us like in contact. He don't want to just play in corner. He feel like everybody got to be involved, be able to play defense, stuff like that.
Obviously, DeMello and Ellis were freshmen last year. Just where have you seen them take that next jump? And, how much do you see in what's happening to them this spring and what happened to you last spring as far as, like, your confidence and your development physically, just being able to step into a role and play last year?
I feel like they both evolving and obviously getting better day by day. But I feel like they'll play a big role in this upcoming season. I feel like we all play a role. We got a not young back end, but obviously we have a lot of experience. So I feel like we'll all do good.
Going back to when you became a starter last year, going for that first game, did you have nerves? Was there confidence in yourself going out there? What was sort of the feeling like once you became a starter on this defense?
I was nervous. I was nervous, but it was like I felt different because I knew I was coming out the game. But I was definitely nervous. But I felt good when I got to let it sink in. I was like, yeah, I'm not coming out. I got to make a play like that.
Just matching up against Noah Thomas in practice, what is that like given his size, and what does he bring to this team?
He bring a lot. We go at it in practice. It's back and forth. I feel like he's a good wideout, but we go back and forth, so it's always competition.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you about another transfer wideout in Zachariah Branch. Just what have you seen from him this spring, and how has he stood out as a player to you?
I say he's explosive down the field and just can make people miss open field. But I don't really go against him because he play in the slot. But he's a good wideout. He's legit. He's good.
Yeah, asking about a couple of this year's freshmen, just what have you seen from Jonte Gilbert and Dominic Kelly just as they go through their first spring in Athens?
They're the younger guys, so they're still learning and just getting strong and stuff like that, trying to buy into the system. But they've been getting better.
Yeah, I realize this might be a difficult question, but prior to the Kentucky game last year, you were arrested on speeding charges. What did you learn from everything that happened to you after that process, and how did you sort of grow from that moment?
I'd probably say just not think in a moment and probably just think about everything that you have ahead of you to don't make no mistake like that again. But I feel like I learned my lesson. It won't happen again.
I want to ask you about one of the older DBs and Ja'Cory Thomas, a guy that's been here for a while. What's it like having a guy with that much experience at Georgia and what he brings to this secondary?
Well, having Ja'Cory in the secondary is good because he's playing the role Malachi did last year. So he's like, I won't say leading the secondary, but he's more experienced and know a lot of like the technical stuff when it comes to like us playing all together.
Any other questions?
How would you describe the competition at corner with the young guys, trying to find their spot? You being more established than them in terms of how much rotation will there be? How much, are you fighting to stay on the field?
Like I said, it's Georgia, so we always gonna compete. It's not really right now. Like I said earlier, it's not really no solidified spot because they're not even here. But we all just competing.